What's goes happening, everybody? It's your boy Ferris and Thunder. Welcome to another great edition of the rally. We're getting down to the nitty gritty, guys. The fourth round just ended, and we're coming into the quarterfinals. So the matchups are getting tight, and they are getting great. With me, as always, is Adelia. Adelia, how are you?
I'm doing good, Ferris. Lots of great tennis to talk about, including two young Americans making a splash down under.
Absolutely. Speaking of one of those young Americans, let's talk about it. It's round four. It's Daniil Medvedev. It's Leonard Tien. And Leonard Tien is the greatest tennis player on God's green earth when he's against Daniil Medvedev.
This is true. This is true.
Daniil Medvedev must hate this kid. And you know what? I would say, you know what, Daniil, I'm with you, man. I would hate him too. Let's get right into the stats. In the aces category, Daniil Medvedev was actually in favor 6-5, 6-5. And then we get into the serve percentages. Well, actually, the double faults.
6-5 for what?
It's aces in Medvedev's favor. Sorry, I thought I said aces.
No, you just said in favor 6-5, and I was
My
like,
apologies. My
for
apologies.
what?
In the aces, but in double faults, unfortunately, in double faults, Medvedev 6, Turner, Lerner 1. So there's that, and then we get into the win percentage on the serves. Win percentage on first serves was 58% Medvedev, 71% Tien.
Interesting.
And then on win percentage on second serves, Adelia,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think Daniil Medvedev's was?
I don't know, but I'm guessing it wasn't very good.
33%.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yes, to Lerner's 68%. Lerner had 10 opportunities for break points. He converted 7 of them, while Medvedev had 1, and he converted the 1. But right there, man, 58% and 33% on win percentage on the serves. That does not look good whatsoever. Lerner Tien is moving on to the quarterfinals. Adelia, he did it again.
He did it again. Lerner
He did it
Tien, he
again.
just has Medvedev's number. You didn't watch this match live. I did, and then you messaged me the next day when you were watching it. Actually, I think I was live on the internet when you were watching it, and you put in the chat, Lerner Tien bageled him.
Yes, he bageled him in set 2. I'm like, what did I just watch? He
Yeah,
bageled Daniil Medvedev.
he
And this is
did.
Daniil, like, this is not no scrub. Like, Daniil Medvedev
No.
is not a scrub. This is a major champion, the US Open champion, and he got bageled.
Yep.
And I'm
Um.
like, wow. I rarely see bagels in men's tennis, Adelia. I
Mhm.
rarely do. And then when I saw
Ba-
it, I was like, wow.
Bagels in men's tennis are generally more for when, like, the world number one is playing the world number 468 or something,
Yes.
like they got a wild card into the event or somehow made it through qualifying. Like, it's not generally meant for the 11th seed to be, um,
Bageled by the
bageled
25th
by
seed.
the 29th seed or whatever Lerner is. Lerner's been on a roll ever since last season. What's up, Brennan? Lerner's been on a roll ever since last season. He obviously won the next gen finals last year. He did very well at the end of the season. Got himself seeded at the Australian Open, and he's making the most of it. Like, he beats quality players and he plays quality tennis. This was not a fluke that he beat Medvedev. He has Medvedev's number, and Daniil down there with a new coach. He's moved on from Gilles Sabar. So I think Daniil will have a good season because I thought Daniil played pretty okay in his first 3 rounds,
Mhm.
but he just, it's a bad matchup. It's a bad matchup against Lerner Tien for Daniil Medvedev.
Mhm. Absolutely. And we'll move on. Other fourth round matches we had
Hi Shug, thanks for joining us. I've
Bagel
bageled
Fair.
Ferris ever since I met him.
I don't know what that
I don't know
means.
about that.
Make sure to put cream cheese on mine, Skippy. So a fellow American, Tommy Paul, unfortunately, didn't have the magic with him. He loses to Carlos Alcaraz. The first set, they went to a tie break, so it was pretty close. It was, 7-6. It was 8-6 in the tie break. But then, Alcaraz won in the next 2 sets, 6-4, 7-5.
Mm-hmm.
In the aces category, Tommy Paul had 7 and Alcaraz had 2. And then right here we have just you see the first serves and the wins on the first serves, Adelia.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy Paul 60% first serve in, but he won 80% of them when they're in, right? But on
Yeah.
second serve ins, it drops all the way down to 49%.
Okay.
While Alcaraz kept consistency of all the serve percentages where 73% was first serve in, then he
Mm-hmm.
won on first serves at a 78% clip. And then on the second
That's very
serves,
good.
yeah, and then on the second serves, he won 68%. So it was
Right.
consistency all around. Kind of
Very
dipped.
good serving day for him.
Yes. Tommy Paul had the second serve where he had to play it in and he had to play the rallies. Didn't benefit him in that favor, unfortunately,
Yeah.
for Tommy Paul. But yeah, it was kind of a straightforward match for Carlos Alcaraz for a bit, but it is what it is. Sasha Zverev just continues to just beat his opponents. Once again, beating another one in straight sets. Francisco Cherundolo, he beat him 6-2, 6-4, 6-4.
Not really a surprise. Trundle more of a clay court player
Yes.
than a hard court player. Not that
Yes.
he's not good on hard courts, but he is more of a clay court player. Not as comfortable on a hard court as Zverev. Zverev's just kind of quietly making his way through the draw.
Yes.
Um, he does this in draws, and then he ends up in the quarterfinals, and you're like, oh yeah, Zverev's in the tournament. Like, he
Yeah.
doesn't do anything flashy or anything that gets anyone's attention in the first few rounds, and then it's the quarterfinals, and all of a sudden Zverev is there.
Yes.
He's defending finalist points because he was in the finals last year,
Yes.
so he has a lot of points to defend. But I don't know if I gotta look at the draw again. I'll pull it up right now, but I'm not sure I see him getting to the finals again.
He's in the quarterfinals against Lerner Tien.
That's gonna be a really good match.
Yes.
I would like to hope Lerner could pull that off, but I'm
Yes.
not sure he can.
That's
And
good.
then he gets who in the semis?
Uh,
Winner of who?
right. You're right. I don't know about that. Let me check.
I'll pull it up. No, I'll pull it up right
You
now.
got it. All right.
Um,
Cool.
you talk while I do that. Oh,
Well, yeah.
he'd get Alcaraz if Alcaraz beats Diminor.
Okay.
I don't see him beating Alcaraz in the semis.
I would agree.
Yeah.
All right. Let's keep moving on. The Sunday for us matchups, the Monday for them matchups. We had the Italian trio playing that night. Unfortunately, two of them were against each other.
Yeah.
Yannick Sinner and Luciano Darderi. They played each other, and for a minute, Darderi when I watched this one live, and I'm like, oh, Darderi looks good. He looks good. And then I blink, Adelia. I blink. Yannick Sinner wins set 1, 6-1.
Yeah, Darderi had a decent first game, and
Yeah.
then Sinner just kind of took over.
Yeah.
I think the second and third sets showed more of how well Darderi could play, but that first set, I don't know if it was nerves that got to him or what. Because the Italian guys, I gotta think with Sinner, it's like the Spanish guys were with Rafa, where it's like, okay, you are so good and you win these slams and you're at world number one and all of that. And then I go out there and I want to beat you really, really badly, but I just kind of can't. Not that Rafa never lost to a fellow Spaniard, because I'm sure he did, but it's an aura thing, I think. And I kind of saw that in the first set with Darderi and Sinner. It was a good match once you got past that first set. I mean, Sinner won in straight sets.
Yep.
I watched the ESPN feed of this match, not the world feed, and they interviewed Darren Cahill right before the match, and he said that they did not request a night session match, which a lot of people had suspected they would do given the heat and what happened to Sinner in the third round, but that they were given that slot after Djokovic got the walkover, which we'll talk about in a minute.
Yep.
Because they needed another match in the night session area. So I think Sinner has gotten a couple of lucky breaks the last couple of years, but you can't say that he doesn't make the most of it when he does.
Yeah.
Last year against Holger Rune, he was really suffering in the heat, and then the net broke. Do you remember that? The net broke, and it delayed play for like half an hour. This year,
oh my God. This dude is, man.
He's so lucky. He's got the luck down under.
That's crazy. I forgot about that.
And then this year, of course, right when he was cramping and looking like he was going to have to throw away the third set and just get to the break that he could have in between sets, the heat index hits 5 and they close the roof and they take a little break while they close the roof and then they come back out and he settles down and wins the match.
Yep.
I think it helps that he was playing someone like Elliot Spizzirri, who doesn't have a whole lot of experience in that situation. But I thought Spizzirri still played great in that match.
I agree.
So
he had a chance to win. I feel like Spizzirri, he in his, they asked him about it and he said, "Oh yeah, the he kind of got." I was like, bro, like, I'm sorry, but like the break wasn't long enough to like fully like absolve him of his crap.
No, because he was still suffering when they started playing again. It's just that as the conditions cooled down inside Rod Laver Arena, because once the roofs close, the air conditioners kick in and it cools everything down in there.
Yeah.
He was able to recover. Spizzirri had his chances and he didn't take them.
Yeah,
is what it comes down to.
Pretty
and
much.
Darderi had some chances in this match against Sinner in the 4th round and didn't take them.
Yeah.
But Sinner gets some lucky breaks down in Australia, and last year he took advantage of it, and we'll see if he can take advantage of it this year.
The broken net. I completely forgot about the broken net. That was crazy. No, I do remember last year, speaking of another lucky break, he wasn't supposed to be in the final at the French Open, remember? I think Gregor Dimitrov hurt his...
That's Wimbledon. That was Wimbledon.
That was Wimbledon. Was that Wimbledon?
That was Wimbledon.
Yeah,
he faced Dimitrov, and Dimitrov tore his pec or whatever it was.
Yes.
Yeah, he was 2 sets down to Dimitrov.
Exactly.
When that happened.
So I remember
he has luck, man.
Yeah, like,
but he takes advantage of it.
God's blessed
like,
him, man.
If you get a lucky break, all you can do in the end is try to take advantage of it. And so far, Sinner has been able to do that. So
yeah, people get mad at him for that, but like, people weren't talking
you
about.
You can't get mad at him for that.
Yeah, no, because I remember.
Fate.
You remember that one year at Wimbledon where I think Rafa got hurt and then they put Nick Kyrgios in the final.
Right, because it was a walkover in the semis.
Exactly. So everyone was like, "Oh, Kyrgios, Djokovic, dub," and I think he beat him in like straight sets.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, I'm not gonna get mad at Jannik Sinner for like getting some luck. Yeah, I like Shugs come here. An Italian trio sounds like a great pizza or a sandwich. That's true.
That's true.
That's true. But yeah, speaking of the Luciano Darderi, let's look at some of the stats. Let's break it down a little bit more. It's about consistency, really. Darderi, his first serve ins were only at 58%. That's not his serve was not very good.
That's not good.
Yeah,
especially against someone like Sinner.
Yes, Jannik's was at a 73% clip, but the win percentage decreases on the serves. So when the first serve would go in, he would win 73% of the points. But when he had to play in for the second serve, Darderi had 44%. Right there. I think that's where it tells the match, because literally, like, also too, this is how the mental. They interview Jannik Sinner after the match, right? And they ask him like, "Oh yeah, blah 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 blah," and then he's like, "Oh yeah, he's actually my friend. We're friends, and we talk about it. But if it's the small price to pay to put my friendship in the back door and close it to win this match, I'm gonna do it."
Yeah, I mean, that's the mentality you have to have as a tennis player, because a lot of these tennis players are friends with the other players, and when
but they only one winner.
Like, we'll talk about the matchup in the women's draw between Jessie Pegula and Madison Keys. Like, they're podcast co-hosts. They had a bet going on this. Like, but you have to set that friendship to the side and try to win the match. Yes. And Jannik was very good at that with Darderi, and Jessie Pegula was very good at that against Madison.
Absolutely. Speaking of, let's keep it moving. The other Italian, Lorenzo Musetti, he beat American Taylor Fritz in straight sets, 6-2, 7-5, 6-4. Let's look at the stats. The aces category, 13-10 to Musetti. The double faults, 2-1 Musetti. So he beat him in both categories.
It's just Musetti.
Musetti.
You're saying it like Andy Muschietti, and that's not it. Okay. It's just Musetti.
Lorenzo Musetti. Yes. Got it. Yes. Musetti. First serves in, 69% for Musetti and 60% for Fritz. The win percentage is where it gets right there. When on the first serves, Fritz won at a 64% clip. Musetti, 84%.
That's really good.
84%. And then when the second serve had to be played in, because most of the time you have to play it in and then rallies ensue, 74% for Musetti, 58% for Fritz. And
I don't.
Fritz's serve really didn't help him out. He's going
Fritz's
big.
serve didn't help him out, but I don't think that's the whole story of the match. I mean, he
Yes.
had the known knee tendonitis going in, and then he got some sort of abdominal
Yeah.
injury that he had treatment for during the match. He's just not healthy,
No,
Taylor
he's not.
Fritz. And I think the fact that he made the fourth round with the injuries is a good thing for Taylor Fritz. But I didn't think he was going to beat Lorenzo Musetti yesterday, just based on the knowledge of the injuries. And then when
Yeah.
he had the abdominal strain in the match, I was just like, yeah, this is not going to happen.
It was just done. Yeah, like I said before, that. Oh,
Shug has a question here. Who's the next American star tennis player? I would say Iva Jovic on the women's side, and I would say Lerner Tien on the men's side. They're both quarterfinalists here in Australia. I would say Eva is the more surprising quarterfinalist of the two,
yes.
but uh, they're both very good, and they're both very young, and they have a lot of potential.
20 and 18 respectively.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're not even allowed to even drink in America. But yeah. Again, before the our preview show, I kind of laid into Taylor Fritz, and you
You
know what,
did really lay into Taylor Fritz
I
on our
laid into
preview
him.
show.
Yeah, because I'm a big fan of Taylor. I like Taylor. I remember watching him at Indian Wells, and he played very well. I liked him. I was like, oh, he can. I see him, but you know, but stuff happens in the tournament, and context changes. He wasn't healthy.
It was nothing.
You're not gonna win if you're not healthy. Period.
Yeah, he dealt with the knee tendonitis the whole time that he was in the off season, and they tried to get him healthy, but like Paul Anacone mentioned, I think on Tennis Channel,
Mhm.
that they could only sometimes get on the court for an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and like in the off seasons when you do those training blocks and you're on the court a lot and you're doing a lot of fitness and work, and they just couldn't do that with Taylor. So I suspect that when Taylor's knee heals up, he'll be able to be a lot more prepared for the season, but until
Mhm.
then, I'm not really expecting that much.
Absolutely. And then the top Australian Alex de Minaur beat Alexander Bublik in straight sets 6-4, 6-1, 6-1.
This one kind of surprised me that it was that easy.
With me, it didn't, because I've seen de Minaur use the night crowd
Yeah,
to his,
the crowd on
yeah,
Rod Laver really he
yeah.
can use to his advantage.
I've seen him like mow people down.
Yeah.
And I've seen it.
Hmm.
And you know what, he mowed down Alexander Bublik. And Alexander Bublik, I've seen clips of him. I've seen sometimes he's a very emotional guy. He gets really
He is.
high, and he gets really high, like he gets really like up there, and then like he kind of like, so I think emotionally probably the crowd took him out, because Bublik used de Minaur used it to his advantage. Because let's talk about the stats: 82% win percentage on first serves and 72% win percentage on second serves, while Bublik was 52% on both of them.
Yeah, that he didn't have a good serving day.
Yes.
Bublik is an interesting guy because he was almost ready to retire at the beginning of last year because the results just weren't going his way or whatever. His coach convinced him to go play a challenger event, I think in Dallas, and he won the challenger event, and then that just turned his whole season around. He
Mm-hmm.
ended up winning a fantastic 5-set match at the French Open where he just told himself he was not going to give up. He was going to win that match. He had a great conversation with the TNT crew on the coverage about it, but he is a little hit and miss still, and
Yes.
this was definitely a miss. I just was expecting a closer match. I
Absolutely.
mean, even if de Minaur won in straight sets, I was expecting a closer match than
6-1
two
is
6-1 sets.
your two breadsticks really throw
Yeah.
you off. But then we get to the last fourth round matchup. It was it was today
Well,
today.
let's also mention that Jakub Mensik
Oh yeah.
withdrew from the tournament before his match against Djokovic in the fourth round. Some sort of abdominal injury, I believe, is what they said.
Yes.
Healing vibes towards Jakub Mensik. He's a really amazing, great young player, and I think that he had a lot of potential to maybe beat Djokovic in the fourth round. It's a shame it didn't happen. Djokovic then, of course, getting a pass into the quarterfinals without having to play the fourth round match can only help Djokovic because, at his age, more rest days are probably better than none.
Mm-hmm. He gets
But
Musetti.
he gets Musetti next, and that's going to be a tough match. The 4 and 5 seeds against each other. Musetti's, I think, played him really tough in the past, so we will see.
And then we have the last fourth round matchup. It is Ben Shelton versus Casper Ruud. It's world number 8 and world 12, I believe, give or take. Because I
The
think
8th and 12th seeds.
yeah, the 8th and 12th seeds. Because
We're not sure of the rankings at the
yes,
moment.
at the moment, it was a 4-setter. Ruud won set 1 6-3.
Yeah, Casper came out of the gates playing really well.
Yes,
I was expecting Ben to play a little bit better than he did in the first set, but he did turn it around quite quickly.
he won, and then right after, then like Ben Shelton, after the first set, won the next 3 straight. He won the next 3, bang, 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 bang. Ben Shelton, I've been watching this game for a minute. I'm a big fan of Ben Shelton. Big serve, great. And speaking of big serve, Adelia, let's talk about the serving numbers, right? Here's a Casper Ruud's serve percentage numbers, Adelia. Tell me if these are good. First serve in 70%. That's good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Wins on first serves 67%.
Still pretty good.
Yeah. Wins on second serves 71%.
That's excellent.
That's right. Ben Shelton,
Yeah.
first serves in 66%.
That's all right.
That's all right. But the win percentage on both of those serves, first and second serve, 83%, both of them.
That's excellent. How many aces did Ben have?
Ben had 14 aces.
Yeah. How many did
14
Casper have?
He had 9.
Yeah.
Casper had 6 double faults to Ben's 4.
Mm-hmm.
Break points, Ben had 11 chances. He converted 3 of them. And Ruud had 3 chances and converted 1 of them. It was a big service game for Ben Shelton, man. I believe, was it at this tournament or the U.S. Open that he has the fastest serve recorded?
I don't know where that was at. I know he made the semifinals here last year.
Yeah.
So he's got a lot of points to defend as well. He's kind of making his way through the draw. He's dropped a set here in the 4th round. I think he dropped a set or 2 in the first 3 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
But he's playing really well. He seems really confident. He seems like he's healthy. Remember, he had the shoulder issue last year. So I think that he's back and doing Ben Shelton things. And Ben Shelton things are really entertaining to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I hope he does well. But he's got Sinner next round.
Yes.
And
yes, he does.
that's going to be an interesting match, given that Sinner hasn't been at his best. And Shelton's been playing pretty good.
Can someone take advantage? Can someone finally take advantage?
Can someone finally take advantage of Sinner not playing as well? I think Ben is the kind of player that isn't necessarily scared to play the top players.
You shouldn't.
He shouldn't be. He shouldn't be. He's a top 10 player. He's great. So I think that Sinner and Shelton match is going to be very interesting.
Absolutely, man, because it's time. Either you stamp your I'm here moment now, or
Shelton's still young. I mean, he doesn't have to stamp his I'm here moment. I think he kind of already has had an I'm here moment. And in sort of announcing himself and getting to the semifinals last year, and he played Djokovic at the U.S. Open, and he's done all that.
Yeah.
It's time for him to win one of these matches.
Yes, absolutely.
But I also think that, I don't know, there's something about the aura of Sinner and Alcaraz that people just...
Yeah, you need to destroy that. You can't get affected by it. You need to destroy
that. Somebody has to step up and destroy that. Absolutely. Shelton could be the guy next round in the quarterfinals against Sinner. Sinner, of course, the 2-time defending champion. He's got a lot sort of riding on this, but it would be really nice to see Ben win that match.
Absolutely.
I just don't know if he will.
Hopefully we'll root for it. But now let's move over. Before we preview the 4th round, we'll preview the 4th round at the end. Well, let's go to the
quarterfinals. This is the 4th round.
Oh, my bad. The quarterfinals. I apologize. Let's talk about the 4th round on the women's side. Yep. It started off with Arina Sabalenka versus Victoria Mboko. She beat Mboko in straight sets. She beat her 6-1 in set 1, but in set 2 it was 7-6. But she won 7-1 in the tiebreak game.
But Mboko played really well in that second set.
Yeah, she did.
She's another one who sort of announced herself last year when she won in Montreal.
Yes.
I believe it was Montreal. It might have been Toronto. Wherever the Women's Canadian Open was last year.
I think it was Montreal.
I think it was Montreal.
Right. You're right. Ryan will correct us one day.
She she's really good.
Yes.
Young Canadian, like teenager still, I think.
I think she is 19 still. Yes.
Yeah, and this was a
Yes.
Sabalenka hasn't looked great so far. She's won some easy matches against opponents she should. Then she had the 2 tiebreak match against
Potapova.
Potapova
Yeah.
in the last round,
Yes.
and she just did not look good. And she didn't look her best in that second set against Mboko. Vicky looked great in that second set. Lots for Vicky to be proud of and to build on. Sabalenka's got an interesting test in the quarterfinals. Ferris, who's she playing?
I believe she playing.
She's playing a young American
Oh,
who,
Well, let's talk about that young American. She's
yeah,
playing Eva Jovic,
Eva
who
Jovic, yeah.
who was against Yulia Putintseva.
Hmm.
She bageled her and gave her a breadstick to
Yeah.
match. She Sweet baby Jesus, Adelia. This 18-year-old is something else. She is on fire. And you know what, man? I can't wait. Unfortunately, the Americans are going to take each other out before they reach the final. Because when I saw the bracket, they'll.
Yeah.
I think Anna Samova is against Pagula next round, and then I think if one of them makes the semis or Coco makes the semis, they're against Jovic. So we
If
could.
Coco makes the semis and Jovic beats Sabalenka, it will be Coco and
Yes,
Jovic.
exactly.
Eva Jovic, youngest American woman to make the Australian Open quarterfinals. Ferris, since who?
Lindsay Davenport,
No,
Serena Williams,
not Serena.
Venus.
Venus did it at age 17 in 1998.
I didn't want to go to Williams sisters because I was like, that's too obvious. But I feel like I should have went with but it was obvious. I should have went with one of the Williams sisters. Dang it. I don't even know why I
Yeah.
said Lindsay Davenport. Why did I say Lindsay Davenport?
I don't know why you said Lindsay Davenport.
She's on the tennis channel cover, so I think she's on my
Her
mind.
mind went to her.
Yeah.
But this is Eva's first quarterfinal. She's only started playing on the senior tour like regularly after the U.S. Open last year.
That's crazy.
She's already worked her way up to the 29th seed. I don't think she'd ever made it past like the second round of a major until this tournament. She is one to watch. She bludgeons the ball. We've talked about that on the show before. But she just went out there and destroyed Yulia Putintseva, and that's really difficult to do. Putintseva, for all of her quirks and everything, is actually a really tough player. And a quirky player and different kind of player to play. And Eva was just like, I don't care. I'm going to be off this court in an hour. That match was 53 minutes. And she lost only one game.
She Ash Barty'd her, Adelia.
She did, yeah. She did.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yo, man. I remember telling you the story about like I put on an Ash Barty match. And I'm like, tennis matches, they go long, right? And like I go do something else. And I come back, and it's already another match. And I'm like, wait, it's only been like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, Ash Barty would murk people at Australia, man. She'd be like, bro, I got stuff to do. Yeah. I gotta go. And yo, you can't believe she Ash Barty Putintseva. That's crazy, bro.
12 months ago, a year ago, she was 191st in the rankings. She's ranked 27th in the world right now. She's the 29th seed at this tournament. She got an interesting quote from Djokovic before her match against Sabalenka happens. Djokovic was asked about her, and he said, she definitely has all the tools to be a future champion and a future number one, which is high praise from Djokovic.
I think they asked them about her because she's of Serbian descent, American. So that's definitely why.
Probably.
Yeah. So shout out to America.
Yeah, she won her first WTA Tour level title in Guadalajara last
she
year.
did. I watched that. I remember.
Yeah. She reached the semifinals in Auckland to start the year, and then made the finals in Hobart. She's playing really, really well. She's won 11 matches already this year, more than anyone else on the WTA Tour. And she is unbelievable.
She has a chance.
Yeah.
She has a chance.
I
And
think that this matchup against Sabalenka is really interesting because
this is a trap.
Sabalenka
It's a
not
trap.
playing that well.
It's a
I
trap for her,
mean,
man. It's
it
a
could
trap for
be. It
her.
really could be. Um, Jovic is yet to drop a set. She beat Jasmine Paolini for the first top 10 win of her career.
Mm-hmm.
Um, only Pagula and Rybakina have spent less time on court than Iva Jovic so far in this tournament. And it's going to be interesting. It's going to be really interesting.
Absolutely.
Sabalenka is really difficult to beat, and she's really difficult to beat in Melbourne, especially. She's lost one match in Melbourne in the last 3 years.
Yep.
So
It's today at
that's a
4:30.
lot. Shug saying it's a trap.
It's a trap.
It's a
It is a
trap.
trap. It is a trap for Sabalenka if she doesn't take her
But
seriously. It's a
I
trap.
Sabalenka, I think will take her seriously, but I do think that Jovic has a real chance.
I do too. I do too. But let's
And
keep moving.
that's not just me saying that because she's American. She's playing so well, and Sabalenka's been up and down. If
Mm.
Jovic can take advantage of that, she can win.
Yep. Speaking of another American, we have Coco Golf moving on. She beat Carolina Mukova 6-1, 3-6, 6-3. She was a three-setter for Mukova. The stats, two aces were even 2-2. Double faults, actually, it's 3-1 in Coco. And then we come here, Adelia. Look at these stats, right? First serve in for Mukova was 77%,
That's really good.
but she only won 60% of her first serves in.
And that's a
Oh,
key, and that tells you how good Coco's return of serve is.
exactly. Because in Coco's side, she had 68% first serve in, but she won 65% of her first serves.
Yeah.
Then the second serve is where it really tells. When Mukova had to play the ball in, because on second serves you have to play the ball in to make sure not to get double fault. Most people kind of reduce the power on their second serves. Then they go rallies. Really, 69% win percentage in second serves for Coco, 53% for Mukova.
Yeah. And again, that's Coco's return game. Coco
Yes.
has an excellent return game.
Yeah. Coco.
Co-
Oh, sorry, Adelia.
I was gonna say Coco's serving numbers are interesting because she's struggled with the serve a lot. That's why she brought in Gavin McMillan as her coach to sort of like fix her serve. She's done better. As she even said it herself, like it's easier for her to like get into a match and have a chance to win when she's not giving away 20 points on to the opponent on like double faults and stuff. So
Yeah.
I think that she's improving the serve, and I think it really showed in this match against Mukova. Um, Mukova is an interesting player. The people on ESPN call her Muhova. I don't know which one it is because like the announcers at the Australian Open are calling her Mukova, and then Chris McKendry is like or Muhova, and I'm like, wait, don't you know by now which one it is?
I'm gonna be
I
honest
think
with
it's
you, Adelia.
Mukova.
I'm gonna be
I
honest
think
with
it's
you, Adelia.
Mukova. What?
I don't trust ESPN's.
I don't either. I don't trust ESPN's pronunciation of
Yeah,
anything.
they had Brad Gilbert on for 10 years or like 20 years, and he didn't even know he didn't even want to learn people's names.
I
So
mean,
like, I
I,
don't
I
know.
still I still remember him calling Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova Scrabble because he didn't want to say Pavlyuchenkova, and that's just not cool.
Disrespectful. 26 unforced errors for Coco, 38 unforced errors for Mukova. So
Yeah, Mukova made a lot of errors.
yeah, she's a really good player. I'm a big fan of her. I feel like
Sometimes she can win matches against
yeah,
players like Coco, and other times she just can't.
yeah.
I thought she played really well in the second set to get it to a third, but then Coco just kind of was like, "Okay,
I need to go.
I'm
I
done
need to
with
go
this."
home. I need to go home.
Yeah.
That basically said. Yeah, so yeah, I'm a bit, so it's just nothing really much to crazy to talk about. It was just too good. It was a good match between two very good players,
It was.
and unfortunately, the last Czechia player has fallen on the women's side, and then same thing with the men's side.
You can just call her Czech first. You don't have to say Czechia.
I thought you said they changed their name to
The name of
Czechia.
the country is Czechia, but the
Okay,
people are Czech.
okay, got you. My bad. See, sorry, guys.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, her and Minsick were the last ones there, and now
Yeah,
they're both
and
unfortunately
now they're
going
both
home.
gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then we'll keep it moving. Then our Sunday matchups, their
Well, hold
Monday.
on. We didn't talk about Svitolina and Andreeva yet.
Yeah, that's the Sunday one.
No, that was not on Sunday. That was Saturday.
No, that was Sunday.
No, because the top half of the draw all was Saturday, and the bottom half of the draw was last night. So Svitolina and Andreeva was Saturday night into early Sunday morning here.
Oh,
On
okay.
took place on Sunday in Australia, obviously. Elena Svitolina beating Mira Andreeva 6-2, 6-4. This
Yes.
was a surprise to me. I really thought Mira would put up more of a fight here.
Mhm.
I don't know. This is one of those interesting ones where
We do love our Czech fans.
we do love our Czech fans.
We actually,
Um,
we're
s-
actually, we're actually a top one of our podcasts is actually pretty big in Czechia. So shout out to y'all. I
yeah,
think.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Svitolina being Ukrainian and Mira Andreeva being Russian brings an interesting dynamic to this match. And I think Svitolina just went out there and was like, I'm not losing to this girl today. She tends to have that attitude, I think, towards the Russian and Belarusian players. She
Yes.
doesn't always work, but Svitolina has been playing really, really well. Um, Obviously, she's got Gael there with her to support her. He, obviously lost in the first round at his last Australian Open.
Hmm.
I think that the two of them together make a really interesting pair because it's about love and support. Like it doesn't seem like one of their careers is more important than the others. Like Giles' career is coming to an end this year, but I don't think that means that we just will stop seeing Svitolina, and the support from Gael for Svitolina and all of that. I just really love them as a duo.
Yeah.
Um, Mira needs to like start making these breakthroughs at slams. Like she should not be losing in the fourth round at a slam anymore.
Yes.
She's top 8 in the world. She needs to start making some of these breakthroughs, and I think she's a really fantastic player, Mira Andreeva.
I agree. I agree.
But at some point, you have to start wondering what her ceiling is. Is it that she can climb up there and get to number one and win majors? She's still very young, but something might need to change in order for her to do that. You know what I mean?
No, I'm with you, man. Because look at these. So for the double faults were 3 for Andreeva, 1 for Svitolina.
That's really good for both of them, actually.
Yeah.
3 double faults in a whole match.
Yeah. And then unfortunately, I think here's where it gets really bad. Like when Andreeva had to play in her second serve, Adelia, she only won 25%.
Yes, Svitolina teed off on her second serve.
Yeah, like that's like, and Svitolina too. Like it's not like Svitolina had a high percentage in her wins in the serves. It was 54% second serve win and 59% first serve win. So it's like because Andreeva's first serve percentage, her winning percentage was 63%.
Yeah.
So when
Neither
she
of them had the best of serving days, but
no,
that stat about Mira's second serve is really telling.
yeah, 25%. That's just
Yeah.
you don't want to rally in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Um
sad.
yes, Svitolina, like I said, interesting dynamic with the Ukrainian player and the Russian player, and I really do think that gives the Ukrainian players a lot of motivation.
Hmm.
We had that girl who played Madison Keys first round come out, who's Ukrainian, Oksana, I don't remember her last name, Olinikova or something like that, say that she doesn't think the Russian and Belarusian players should be playing. I think that probably a lot of the Ukrainian players have that same sort of feeling, but they just haven't said it. Um, I didn't watch the end of this match. I don't know if there was a handshake. I'm going to guess that there wasn't.
Probably not.
Um, and until the situation in Ukraine is resolved in a peaceful manner, which who knows when that would be, we're just going to continue having this sort of political tension overshadowing these matches against
Yeah.
the Ukrainian and Russian players. I think it's incredibly brave for the Ukrainian players to even step on court with the Russian players if they feel that way. Um, but yeah, I
Yeah,
think that was
I
motivation.
understand that. I understand that, and I get where they're coming from. But then, like, if we start doing that, then we start and you can make an argument that Americans shouldn't be playing either.
I completely agree.
Yeah,
I think that
and I wouldn't disagree with your argument.
I wouldn't disagree with the argument either. I think
Yeah,
that's the point of why a lot of those questions have been coming into the American players about like the country and the state of the
Mhm.
country and stuff like that, is because people are like, I don't think Americans should be playing either. I wouldn't disagree with that. I mean, this is a shit show that is being going on with the politics in this country and everything that's going on here. And for even, that was even before we did things like invade Venezuela and all of that. So,
Exactly.
I would get that argument and I wouldn't mind that happening for the same reasons that the Russian players
Exactly.
can't play under their flag. Like
Exactly.
I think that if the ITF comes down tomorrow and says Americans can play but they can't play under their flag, I'd completely understand. Um that doesn't seem to be like something that's going to happen
It's
though.
not. Yeah, it's not. Like, it's just not gonna happen. They're not gonna
Yeah.
punish him. It's just not gonna happen because even like because we're also complicit in other things around the world as well. So like we can you can make an argument for it.
You can make an
Like,
argument for it for
'cause-
sure.
yeah.
But back to this match. Great for Svitolina to be back in the quarterfinals. I'm
Yes.
really happy for her, and she should have a fantastic match against Coco next round. But we had another
Hopefully not a great match. Hopefully.
I think they should have a great match against each other. I still want Coco to come out on top
Exactly.
in that match, but like they can have a great match and Coco wins.
Okay, that's fine.
like,
That's fine. That's fine. But speaking of America,
yeah.
Julia, an All-American fourth round
Players box co-host.
Co-host round. It is Madison Keys, defending champion, versus her co-host Jess Pagula in the fourth round.
They had a bet on this match that
Yes,
you
they
had not
did.
heard about until I told you.
And you know what? I'm kind of disgusted about the bet as well.
Jessica clarified the bet a little bit in the press conference after this match, where if Madison had won the match, which she did not, Jess would have had to wear a Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift kind of vibed out Chiefs jersey.
Yes.
And that would have been a real big issue for her because obviously her dad owns the Buffalo Bills.
Yes, she is.
And then when Jess won, it means that Madison now will have to eat something that is considered, I don't know, a delicacy or something in the Pagula household, which I just
I don't want to
imagine
judge.
ever eating this.
I don't like judging.
I don't want to judge either, but like
I'm judging. All right,
we're judging.
But I'm judging big time.
It's apple pie with cheese melted on it, which sounds disgusting to me.
Why is it?
Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. But yeah.
Why is it that one of the tournaments there's always some type of weird food thing?
Weird food thing. We had the spaghetti with strawberries at Wimbledon with Iga.
Yeah. No, it wasn't even just strawberries. It was spaghetti with like strawberries.
It was pasta with Greek yogurt and strawberries.
Yeah.
It's a dessert, and you eat it cold. Like I think a lot of people when they first heard that thought, "Oh, you eat it warm, and that's awful." No, you eat it cold. It's a dessert.
Yes,
but I still wouldn't eat it, and I still will not eat this apple pie with cheese melted on it thing. I love apple pie. Apple pie is one of my favorite things in the world.
I love cheese.
Cheese, also big fan of.
Yeah,
not together.
But here's the thing too. What cheese?
Like, I don't know what cheese. They did on the ESPN set to have, and they couldn't get a piece of apple pie, the ESPN people, but they got an apple crumble and they melted some cheese on it. And Malika Andrews, not a fan. Caroline Wozniacki definitely didn't want to eat it, but she ate a little bite, and then they basically shoved it at Jess. Like they were not interested in eating that.
There's no apple pie in Australia? What's going on here?
There's probably apple pie in Australia. They could not get a piece of apple pie. They found an apple crumble instead.
Come on.
Like
ESPN.
I don't know.
You're ESPN.
Yeah, but Ferris, they're in Melbourne. I don't know that they know where they can just go to buy a piece of apple pie quickly. You know what I mean?
But you telling me they go to Australia every year for the last 50 years and they don't got an apple pie spot?
I mean, I don't know that they know a spot that will just sell them a piece of apple pie.
Where's Anthony Nugent when I need him?
I don't think he lives in Melbourne.
I know. That's a good point. That's a good point.
I'm pretty sure Nuge is not in Melbourne. Anyways, that was the bet. Going into this match, I think that they both had motivation to win this match because of the bet. I'm sure for a lot of other reasons. But I think Jess Pagula probably had a little bit more motivation just
Yes.
because she cannot be seen in a Chiefs jersey.
Yes.
So
The
Jess went out
stats.
there and won pretty easily, I think.
Yep. Yeah, the stats pretty much show the first serve in. Funny enough, Madison Keys had a good first serve in, but she only won 62% of the
Mm-hmm.
first serve in, while only having 63% of the first serve in. For Pagula, when she would bring in the first serve, which was at a 59% clip, she won at a 69% clip. And then
Yeah.
I think the second serve win percentage, where it really tells the story. Pagula didn't have a high one; it was 48%, which isn't very high.
Yeah.
But Keys was only at 32%,
Yeah.
and I think that's where it won the errors category. It was 28 errors for Keys to 13 for Pagula.
Yeah.
Um,
Pagula played a much cleaner match than Madison
yes,
did.
absolutely. So I think that's where the game was won, really, right there. So shout out to Jess Pagula.
Yeah. Pagula just looked in control.
Mm-hmm.
She's looked very good in this tournament. She's back in the quarterfinals in Australia. Um, Madison, I think, um, Bjorn Fratangelo, her husband and coach, was on the court, and they were near enough to a mic that we could pick up some of the stuff that he was saying to her.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he was telling her, like, don't hit your backhand down the line, don't do this, don't do that, do this instead. And she listened to him, but it seemed like Jess had an answer for everything that Madison tried.
Mm-hmm.
There was a point in the second set where Maddie broke back, and then just broke back immediately, and that was kind of that. So kudos to Jess, and I'm sad for Maddie because I know she probably wanted to make it back to the final um, of the tournament that she won the year before,
Mm-hmm.
but she just isn't playing as well as she played last year, and so that's just that.
Yeah, and probably because you're yelling out instructions, and Pagula heard it. So
No, he wasn't yelling them out.
I'm
It's
making a
just
joke.
that
I
it
was
was picked
making
up.
I was
I
making a
know.
joke.
I know you were making a joke, but
Yeah.
he wasn't yelling them out. He was just sitting there. She'd go over to the towel. He'd talk to her, and they were close enough to a microphone that it picked it up. And ESPN just like stopped. The commentator stopped talking so we could hear what Bjorn was saying
Great
to
decision.
her. It was interesting. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, now Pagula is going to be. It's another All American matchup in the quarterfinals for Pagula because she'll be going against Amanda Anisimova. Anisimova beat Chinese player Jingyu Wang. Wang
Wang Jinyu.
Wang Jinyu. Okay, because
Yeah, you say the surname first
yeah, you
when they're
fucked it up.
Chinese.
Yeah, Wang Jinyu. Straight sets. 7-6, 7-4 in the tiebreak, 6-4 in set number two. So it was kind of straight sets, but it wasn't a clean straight sets
I
for
thought
Anisimova.
Zinyu played so well in this match. Um, she came out and she just kept holding serve and kept holding serve, and they got to that first set tiebreak. She played pretty well in the first set tiebreak.
Mhm.
Amanda obviously winning it, and then Amanda got the break in the second set and just sort of held on. But I thought that was a really good showing from Zinyu. Excellent showing from Amanda as well. Um, really excited to watch Amanda play a Jess in the next round.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, let's look at the serving percentages that deal you. First serve in 74-73 in favor of Anisimova. You're like, oh, that's
It
good.
was very good.
It's very good. But when winning the first serve, 68% Jinyu, 77% Anisimova.
Yeah.
And then second serve, 52% Jinyu, 80%
Yeah.
Anisimova.
That's it. Amanda was teeing off on her second serve.
Yeah.
Um, but still, I thought it was a pretty good showing from Zinyu.
Yes.
She had a lot of support in the crowd. Anisimova just has been such a steady performer since Wimbledon last year. Um, and, she's on a roll, and who knows how far she can go in this tournament.
Absolutely, man. Shout out to Anisimova. She's doing great. Then we keep going down to the bottom half of the fourth round draw. We have Elena Rybakina versus Elise Mertens.
This was pretty straightforward.
Yeah, at one point she was up 5 love in set one.
Yeah.
And then I think she kind of was like, sure, you can have that game, whatever.
I don't
And
think
then,
she was like that. I think Elise just figured out a way to win a game.
yeah,
And then she won 3 games in the second set, but
yes.
this was straightforward Rybakina. she looked really good in this match. And she's got a very interesting quarterfinal now.
Yes, yes. Because the quarterfinal she'll be facing against is Iga Swiatek. She beat Madison Inglis.
Inglis.
Inglis, who's a qualifier. The Australian 6 love 6-3.
Yeah. Madison Inglis, obviously in this spot because she got the walkover from Naomi Osaka in the previous
Yes,
round.
absolutely.
I think that this match would have been really interesting if it had been Iga versus Naomi, but I thought Madison, even though she only won 3 games, um, played really well for
Yes.
her.
Mhm.
Iga is just so hard to play against, and she loves to like destroy people. Basically,
Yes.
Iga has more 6 love sets at majors than I can count. She just does this.
At
Um,
one point, they were throwing bagels at her
yeah,
because she was bageling people.
yeah. Iga just does this a lot,
I want to bagel
especially at
now.
Roland Garros. And she like we saw the Wimbledon final last year with 6 love over Anna Samova.
Yeah.
So, um, I think that Iga has gotten herself back on track. She started the tournament a tiny bit shaky.
Mhm.
Um, Iga versus Elena Rybakina is going to be excellent.
Yes, yes. We've talked about some of the quarterfinals as well as we were talking about the fourth round. We got Swiatek, Rybakina, Pagula, Anisimova, Golf, Svitolina, and Sabalenka Jovic. It's going to be great matchups.
Four
Uh,
of the 8 quarterfinalists are American.
Absolutely. So, like, if everything goes to plan, the semifinals in the American category, the semifinals would have 2 Americans, 3 Americans
3
out of the
Americans.
four.
We have a
And
guaranteed American semifinalist because the winner
yes,
of Pagula and Anisimova will be a semifinalist.
yes,
But I don't know. There's just some really interesting matchups there. Like,
yes.
can Jovic hang with Sabalenka
That's
and
the
beat
question.
her? Coco, if she is the serve going to hold up against Svitolina? Pagula and Anisimova is just going to be excellent, I think.
Mhm.
And Rybakina and Swiatek, I think, will also be excellent. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if Rybakina beats her.
I wouldn't be either because Rybakina just seems very calm, very collected. She's not wasting things. She's
Yeah.
going after people. I wouldn't be shocked either. Because also you lost.
I wouldn't be shocked if Iga beats Rybakina either.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
just
Yeah, yeah.
it's a matchup of 2 really good players, and either one of them can win.
Absolutely. But let's not end off the show with a preview of the men's quarterfinals. Let's flip it on that side. We have Diminor Alcaraz. Diminor, um, home cooking. The crowd will
He's
be in his favor.
he's the last Australian standing
Yes.
in the singles. I think that he might have a chance. I don't know if he's ever beaten Carlitos. Um, Carlitos has been playing pretty well, but
Hmm.
he's also been a little like
It's
up
Australia,
and
so
down.
it's Australia.
Carlitos has never made the finals in Australia.
Yeah.
This is the one tournament he needs to complete the career Grand Slam.
Hmm.
So I think he's going to try really hard to beat Diminor, and I think he probably will, but I won't rule out Diminor having just one of those magic Australian nights as an Aussie and somehow pulling it out.
Yeah. It's technically going to be our Tuesday
Yeah.
at 1:10 a.m.
It's
Roughly.
it's it's tonight at 1:10
Tonight.
a.m.
Yeah, it's tonight at 1:10 a.m. Well, roughly because you
Is
don't
that
know.
is that Pacific?
1:10 a.m. Pacific. Yes,
Okay, so like
On Rod Laver.
like 3 a.m. Central, 4 a.m.
Yeah,
Eastern.
yeah. So it should
This is why we call it the fortnight of no sleep.
yeah. It actually is gonna get like it should start on time if unless Zverev and Tien go like 8 hours. You know what I mean? So we'll see if
I
they.
haven't seen the schedule for today,
So
so let
today,
me
so
look.
so today, on Rod Laver at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, it's Zverev Tien on Rod Laver. Then on the women's side today, on
Let's just do the schedule in order. So at 4:30 Pacific today is Sabalenka
Sabalenka,
Jovic.
which yes,
Then not before 6:30 Pacific is Zverev Tien. And
Exactly.
then not before midnight Pacific is Coco Svitolina, followed by Alcaraz de Minaur.
Oh yeah. Oh, Coco Svetlana. Yes, they're all on Rod Laver. All
All
of
on
them.
Rod Laver. Yeah.
Yes. So
All the matches will be on Rod Laver moving forward for the singles because that's just we're down to that few
yes.
matches per day. So
Yeah, so the Coco Golf. Yeah, Alcaraz may not start at 110.
no, I don't think Alcaraz is going to start
No,
at one.
no, it's definitely not. I misread the schedule. It's definitely not happening.
Unless Coco just comes out there and destroys Svitolina. I don't think
Yes,
that's match is starting around 1 a.m. Pacific.
absolutely. I don't think that match is going to start at midnight because you got you got Sabalenka Jovic.
I think that match will definitely start at midnight because Zverev and Tien will start at 6:30 Pacific.
Yes,
They're not going to play for 6 hours.
that's a good point.
I
But
will
what
be
if?
shocked if they play for 6 hours.
Well, no, because we have to talk about Sabalenka Jovic. They're not going to play for 2 hours because they're at 4:30.
They're at
And then
4:30. They might, depending on how much of a fight Jovic puts up against Sabalenka.
exactly. So like if that match goes long, it pushes back Tien Zverev.
But I don't think it'd push back Tien Zverev that much.
That's a good point. And Tien Zverev is definitely not going 6 hours.
No.
If they do go 6 hours, I'll lose my
If the
shit.
day session matches push back the night session today, I will be absolutely shocked.
It means we would have great tennis. It means
Great tennis. Yeah.
It means deep waters for everybody. And speaking of that, we got
I
Zverev Tien.
remember tuning in for like the second day session match like years and years ago, and it was a Nikolai Davydenko match, and I didn't really know too much about Nikolai Davydenko at that point, and I forget who he was playing, but that match lasted like 5.5 hours. It was crazy.
I'll say this, man. If you're a tennis fan, don't schedule anything.
No, it's the fortnight of no sleep. You should know
Yeah,
this by now.
yeah.
Your nights, your evenings need to be spent watching the tennis if you care enough about it. I know they do the replays of the ESPN stuff during the day, but they edit it down and they don't show everything. And really, it's more fun to watch live.
Yes.
When you watch tennis live, you get fun moments sometimes, like my Fergus Murphy story about the sawdust. Do you remember that?
Oh.
Okay, so I was watching a match between Feliciano Lopez and Timo de Bakker like 13, 14, 15 years ago. They were in Canada, and it was really, really humid. So Feliciano asked if there was some sawdust because they put sawdust on their hands to soak up the moisture. And make you able to grip the racket better. And so Fergus said, "We'll find some sawdust." And he sent a ball kid to go get sawdust. And then the ball kid never came back with sawdust. And Feliciano asked him again. And so Fergus called another ball kid over and did this whole speech about, "Do you know sawdust? You know when you saw the board." Like
Yeah.
you did hand motions and everything. It cracks me up to this day. Every time I see Fergus Murphy, I'm like, "Do you know what sawdust is?"
Is that the ump?
Yeah, he's a chair umpire.
That's hilarious.
It was great.
You know what sawdust is?
You know what sawdust is? You know it's the dust when you cut the board. Like it's It was hysterical watching that. But you only get that stuff if you watch live.
Well, Adelia, what happened to the first ball kid?
I don't know where the first ball kid went. They probably came back with no sawdust, but it was very funny. It was very funny.
Sawdust is?
You know what sawdust is? That's why I love Fergus Murphy. Like he's one of my favorite chair umpires.
Is he in Australia?
He's in Australia. Yeah, he's down there. He's got the big bird. He's an Irish guy. He's got the big beard now.
Okay.
I'll tell you if he's humping a match that we're watching.
I know two of the umps. I know the white the kind of chubby white guy. I think he's an American. And then like the French dude with the deep voice, like
Cotter Nooney.
Yeah. I was like, it's a game point, and he's like, oh, shows.
Yeah, like I know a lot of the chair umpires because like there's James Keathavong, who's the British guy. His sister Anne used to play tennis professionally, and then now I think she's still, or she was at least, the Billie Jean King Cup captain for Great Britain now that she's retired.
Mhm.
Mohamed Layani, of course, the chair umpire from the epic Isner Mahout match. There's a lot of chair umpires that I know. Like, I just know them by name eventually. Damien Dumassois does a lot of the French Open finals because he's French. Stuff like that. So you will learn the chair umpires more as you watch. Ava Azdaraki, of course, one of the big ones. The
She's
Greek.
the Greek one who
She's the Greek one who caught Stefanos
Stefano
Tsitsipas'
Tsitsipas
father
cheating.
that
Yeah.
one year in Australia. So one of the reasons why the rule has changed now, and you can
Because
just
she
say
was
whatever
probably
you
like,
want.
yeah, she was probably like, this is stupid. Why am I in a hallway right now? Like, what is going on here?
Yeah, yeah.
They had her standing in a hallway listening.
Well,
Uh,
because she's the only one there who could speak Greek.
yeah. And you know what? And they were cheating because those were the rules back then. Now the
Yep.
rules have
Now
changed.
the rules have
Yeah.
changed.
But
I
then
think
we
it's
get,
better now that the
I
rules
think
have
it's better.
changed.
I think it's better. I agree with you
Because
because,
everybody was doing it. I
yeah,
don't know why only
they're
certain
all,
players
they're,
were getting penalized.
they're all doing hand signals in the crowd. Like,
Like
I
that
remember
big.
once Patrick Mouratoglou was like making hand signals of Serena one time. It's
That's the
like,
year that Serena lost to Naomi in that final because
yeah,
she kept going on and on and on with Carlos Ramos, the chair umpire, about how she wasn't cheating because she didn't see Mouratoglou's hand signals, and
yeah,
then so she got the warning, and then she smashed her racket because she was so frustrated, and she got the point penalty. And then she kept remonstrating with him, and that got her the game penalty, and that put Naomi in position to win, and Naomi won.
yeah.
So that was Naomi's
Patrick's fault.
first major.
That's Patrick's fault. And you
It's Patrick's fault. Yeah. And
yeah,
after the match, Pam Shriver went up to Patrick and he was like, yeah, I was making hand signals. Like, I'm so glad that that's not part of the game anymore because it
mm,
ruined that final. And I remain angry that that's how Naomi won her first slam.
yeah.
She
Because
should have just outplayed Serena that night, which she was going to do because she was in a much better form than Serena was. And
Mouratoglou ruined it.
Mouratoglou ruined it because
Mm,
no one remembers that final as being like this triumphant moment for Naomi. I mean, literally, when Naomi won, the crowd booed.
yeah.
Like
Just-
I hate that that was her crowning moment at the U.S. Open.
yeah.
So I'm glad. I'm really glad that Naomi has had better moments at other slams and again at the U.S. Open because she's won Australia twice and the U.S. Open twice. But
Yes.
like, come
Well,
on, guys.
well, let's end it off by showing out. We do have the double Italians. Musetti is against Djokovic, and Ben Shelton's against Sinner. If they both win, we have an all Italian semifinal.
Mm-hmm.
Or we have Jokic or Sinner or Jokic or Shelton, a rematch of Australia. So we have rematches galore or an all Italian semifinal. So that is
Or we could have Musetti and Shelton, which
or,
would be
or, or
interesting
yeah,
too.
or Mercedes Sheldon, something that would shock a lot of people. Personally, I think it
I
would
think
shock.
so.
I think it would shock a lot of people.
I
Yeah.
think Musetti has a chance to beat Djokovic, and I think Shelton has a chance to beat Sinner.
You
It's
just
just a
gotta
matter of
you
you
just
got to
gotta
take
get
the
past.
chances.
You gotta take the chances. You gotta get past the aura.
The
of
aura.
people. You gotta
Yeah.
get past that because I think, like I said last time, I think our last episode, where the cliche of all sports is it's 90% mental, 10% physical. It's like the biggest cliche everyone always says, right? But
But
a lot of
in
but in
tennis, it
it's
is.
the embodiment of it.
Yeah.
If it's mostly mental, and if you ain't right here, it's up.
I mean, we saw Casper Ruud in that final he played against Rafa at the French Open lose the match before they even took the court.
That's the one thing about Breakpoint is that they showed us that.
Yeah.
And Rafa's just shuffling. He's just shuffling in a hallway.
Rafa's
He's
just getting ready.
just getting ready, and you're like, oh,
And
son
Casper's
of
like,
a-
I can't do this. You can just see Casper's mind just turning and going, I can't do this. I can't beat him.
Also,
Like,
too,
this is his house.
funny enough to Adelia is this is why I went to his academy.
Yeah.
This is my like because Rafa has known Casper since he was like a kid because he
Yeah.
joined the Rafa Academy. So it was like, oh, this is my mentor.
Yeah. There was a lot
It's like,
of mental
there's a lot going
gymnastics
on
and
in
stuff that Casper was
It's-
doing.
It's like, oh, this is why my dad sent me there, and this is why it's his house, and why is he shuffling? And oh, I lost.
Yeah, lots of stuff Casper
Shout out
was
to Casper
doing there.
Ruud. Shout out to Casper Ruud. The
Congratulations, father to be Casper Ruud. I'm
Yes.
glad you get to go home and hopefully be there for the birth of your child.
absolutely, possibly the greatest Norwegian tennis player of all time.
He is. He is already the
Usurping
greatest.
his father. Actually,
Usurped his father. Yeah.
Yes.
No, Casper
Shout out to
definitely the
Casper.
greatest Norwegian tennis player of all time at the moment. I
So
mean,
shout
he
out
was
to him.
one match away. Remember, one
match.
match away from being the world number one
Yes.
and winning a Grand Slam at the U.S. Open against Carlos, and Carlos won instead.
Damn shame. Adelia, where
All
can
right.
people find you on the channel?
You can find me on here tomorrow night doing Starting 11 with Snark, our Premier League recap show. We will be discussing the week that was in the Premier League that I absolutely hated. Snark probably enjoyed it more because Chelsea won and Arsenal did not. I don't really care to talk about that week. I don't really care to talk about that game, but we're gonna do it because that's what we do. Um, and then you can find me on our sister channel, the post credits, tomorrow night at 6:30 Pacific. Oh, starting 11 tomorrow night, 5 Pacific on this channel. On our sister channel, the post credits, which you can go to by visiting thepostcredits.com at 6:30 Pacific, we are going to do a complete season 1 watch along of Wonder Man, the new Marvel Studios TV series. With Yahya Abdul Mateen II, and Ben Kingsley is coming back as Trevor Slattery. I cannot wait for this. It looks dope. So come watch it with us tomorrow night at 6:30 PT.
Never doubt the yaya. All right, guys. My name is Faris Blondie. You find me here most days, Friday, 5 o'clock Pacific, where we do Good Friends, Better Rivals, the eponymous show of the channel. Me and Caleb talk NFC East, Giants, Cowboys, and I may show up on starting 11 tomorrow because I have things to say.
Yeah, you're more than welcome.
I have things to say.
I love that you said it correctly. You almost said optometrist.
I know.
But you corrected yourself and said eponymous.
Eponymous. On our sister channel, I will also be on that watch along tomorrow at 6:30 with Adelia, as well as every Thursday and Friday, 3 o'clock Pacific. We do Rewatchers Council, Buffy, the original, and then the sequel, Angel. We do that. And then Thursdays, this Thursday, we're doing at 5:30. We usually do it at 5. But this Thursday, we're doing 5:30. We are doing our MCU Rewatchers Council of Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yep.
So be on the lookout for that. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Hope you like this video. If you do like this video, make sure to hit the like, hit the subscribe. And if you want to add a little bit more support, we have a Patreon. Go to patreon.com/LJ_network. Pick the right tier that's for you, as well as our Ko-fi page as ko-fi.com/LJ_network. Same thing like Patreon. Tier system.
Same tiers. They're the same tiers on either. So
tiers.
Pick which one is better for you.
Yes, but the difference between Patreon and Ko-fi is Ko-fi you can make a one-time donation, and then on Patreon you can do an annual subscription as well. So you choose what you want. But
if you want to do monthly, they're the same on both.
Yes, if you want to do monthly, they're the same on both. But without further ado, thank you guys so much for joining us. Hope you have a wonderful time and enjoy that tennis because today's going to be some great matchups.
Subscribe to the channel
as well.